Hello, hello. Just pull everything up. Subscribers only mode. How do I do this? Cool. Okay, so today what we're going to be doing is one, if you have any questions, I set up a Q&A. I think I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. And then two, we're going to be doing some economic research on EU4's world. How do I see this? For the third essay. So I guess it's more like part 3 of the EU4 essay. So I don't have all the DLCs right now because I'm sick of paying for it. I'm missing these 5. But I don't think that changes development. It just changes like those giant buildings you can make. What are they called? Wonders or something? And they kind of stole that from Civ, didn't they? Oh, let me turn this thing off. So yeah, I'm going to be counting the development in Europe and putting it into a nice spreadsheet, which I'm going to create right now. How can we display this spreadsheet without compromising my identity? Is that even possible? You'll just have to trust me. Well, I'm basically just making a list of development values, so it doesn't really matter. All right. Europe. Is Iceland in Europe? I feel like, yeah. All right. Let's just count everything we got here. I'm going to use a custom nation, which is going to let me test some stuff out as well. Because I'm sure I could just Google like the development value. It's not just about that. Too far away. Why? Why is it too far away? Isn't there a way to do this Options, custom. Oh, I need to get that mod, don't I? Ah. Can I not just take like all of Germany? That's not a thing. I think I need the unlimited custom nation mod to be turned on. Let's see. Did Martian? Let's just do the HRE. Gonna let me? Oh, it lets me. Cool. I just want to be able to see the stats. Yeah, we're already at 1,500 development. That is crazy. I remember when the whole world had like 1,500 development. Or something like that. Maybe it was 3,000. Okay, I think that's it, right? Oh no, none of this is in HRE. This is. Yep. So it must be that Iceland's not like in Europe or something, and it's saying that I'm in a different region, and that's why it's not happy. So we need to take that and that. And this is not an HRE, but we'll include it anyway. So we're already at 2,000 development. And since we're allowed to do this, I guess I'll just do all of Europe. Real quick. Or maybe I'll do all of like Western Europe. So you can do some comparisons later. Not really sure what the right way to do this is, but we gotta start somewhere. This is really riveting gameplay, I'm sure. These guys are in Europe, even though they're Muslim. Yes. Muslim and Christian. European and Christian are not synonymous. They're almost synonymous at this point, but not quite. All right. Take this, take this, take this. These islands are in Europe. Can't take those because they're in a different region or continent or something. Whatever. Too far away. How much depth is this? 3. Okay, well. At the scale of the calculations, that's not going to matter. We can just ignore it. Click, 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 click. Click, click. So... I wonder what to do with Scandinavia. I guess we'll just take them. Because we're at the kind of at the edge here where it's definitely not Western Europe anymore. What's the total development in EU4? No, in 1444? Does anyone know? Total EU4 development. World 1444. Someone on Reddit made a cool post subdividing. How can I show you this? Image. Add. Check this out. Oh, it's huge. Someone on Reddit made this 6 years ago, which gives you a sense of how much development there really is in Eastern Europe and Western Europe specifically. This is kind of what I'm trying to do right now. But I don't see any up-to-date ones. 'Cause 6 years ago was, you know, EU4 has changed a lot since then. And I'm not seeing development. Maybe the wiki? Concentrate development, strategy. How much development is in the game? Why is this so hard to find? Check out this one though. This image. Let's see. How do I do this? That was on the wiki. It's too big. There we go. It gives a good sense of like where the development is. Right, so China and Europe, basically. Northern India's got decent numbers. The Americas basically don't, so I'm just gonna cut them off. Except, you know, the Aztecs. And Africa's got basically nothing, except around here a little bit, Mali. So you got Northern India. Oh, you can't see my cursor. Whatever. I'm pointing, but I'll just talk. So, you know, China's got tons. Europe has tons. Wait. Obviously. But not only does Europe have high development, they also have fewer provinces. I mean, smaller provinces. So you can see... Oh, this image is huge. You can see how tiny they are. I mean, you know, if you play the game, you're familiar. But, like, take a look at how concentrated these numbers are in Europe, and then compare it to, like, even the most developed parts of Asia, like China. I mean, the provinces in China are huge. let's close that. And let's take a look at this. So I'm gonna grab more of Europe. This doesn't need to be exact. Let's just get closer here. Take these little islands. If I'm missing like 1 or 2 provinces because they're too far, it's okay. What we're gonna do is kind of represent these in terms of a ratio. It would be cool to do stats on. Okay, so let me explain. So I've been debating how to do the next video. Because it's something that's so quantitative, you know, economic narratives are represented quantitatively in the game, like, you know, like most things, but I feel like with economics it's particularly numbers oriented. So just analyzing the mechanics didn't feel like right, because the minute you interact with the world, you're kind of exposed to certain narratives of development, and those narratives are represented numerically. So we kind of have to crunch the numbers if we're gonna make any kind of argument about that. So I'm kind of curious. 1, where the development is. 2, look, we're already at almost 6,000. 2, how development is split across regions, cultures, and religions. And maybe culture is the wrong word, but like, can't I click this? Like religious spheres, you know, Europe, Christianity, the Middle East, all of Islam, including these guys. Like what all that looks like, and then we'll be able to paint a better picture of what's actually going on in the game. So I'm gonna keep clicking the map. Why can't, oh, I can click this now. That's so weird. Eurocentric, yeah, but that's not the main question. Because how Eurocentric they are, sure. I have a feeling it's gonna be Eurocentric, but that's like, maybe we can go deeper and like, why is it Eurocentric, right? Is it because there's a definition of economic productivity that's defined in European terms, you know, something like that. So right here we're kind of getting on the edge of what Europe would even be, especially in this time period. Like, I don't know if the Romans would have considered this Europe. Not that the Romans are around, I just mean like Russia's kind of European by choice. But for the sake of like simplicity, let's just do this. It's fine. We'll do the traditional boundaries. So the Ural Mountains and the Caucasus. Even though those are not really legit. Like, do we keep this? Is this in Europe? No, right? No, this is not Europe. And the game is not happy when I delete provinces. Here, let me Google Europe on Wikipedia. We can look at a map of what everyone else considers to be Europe. Okay, so it seems like the boundary goes what the game considers Europe? Yeah, you know, that's probably more cohesive. You're right. That is smart. Regions. So Central Asia is not Europe. This is Europe, this is Europe, this is Europe. So we're going to count Eastern Europe as Europe. The game actually has super region. Yeah. Here we go. This is better because since we're talking about the game's interpretations, we want to use the game's definitions. That's much better. So apparently this is Europe over here. That's fine. So am I good here? And Caucasia is Europe. Wow. All right. Wait, this is Asia though. Huh? You guys seen this? So it's not based on That's it. It's right here. This river. This is Europe and Asia right here. Woke. Yeah, I'm furthering the woke agenda here. What is up with this? This is a little weird. So this is Asia. This is Asia. This is Asia. This is Europe? Oh, it's based on culture. Guys, this is crazy. So the Georgian provinces are... Oh wait, no, this one's Armenian and it's Europe. I don't know how they decided this. I guess they just drew a line right here. But basically, this is all Europe. And then this is Asia right here, even though it's in the same region. And like these two provinces, this one's Europe, this one's Asia. So I guess they just counted all of Anatolia as Asia, as Europe, which is fine with me. I'm not gonna worry about that. With religion, yeah, but the Ottomans are Muslim. And the Armenians are Christian. Here. These Armenians are Christian. So, but they're in Asia. So it's a little... There's like no reason. Which is usually how it goes with these kinds of narratives. Like once you look at the boundaries. Like this is Asia now again. So that's not us. This is Asia. This is Europe. Asia, Europe, Asia. Is correct? Are we good here? No more European provinces sneaking around. This is Europe. Dagestan is Europe. All right. This is Europe. There you go. Is Cyprus Europe? Yes. Oh yeah, they're French in this game. Even in real life, people. Oh yeah, people in real life probably argue way more than than anyone else. Let's just. I mean. At least in the game, it's like defined, you know? Because there's actually no such thing as Europe, right? Like this is all one continent. And maybe even all of this, including Africa, because I don't know. The definitions are a little weird. Like in North and South America, you've got the plates. right? Kind of, except over here it kind of gets crazy. And then people say it's based on the continental plates. But then in Europe that doesn't work anymore, right? The plates don't line up. So it's just it's the same as like languages where people identify with languages based on their political definitions. Like in Armenia, like let's take Armenians as an example. There's Western and Eastern Armenian. Those are like two standard languages. But you know, there are dialects within each that are closer to the other and vice versa. Like it's always a continuum. But people kind of look for strict definitions. Language is a dialect with an army. Continent is a plate boundary with racism. Yep, that's basically what it is. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, we can grab these now. Not this one though. Only 3 development. Okay, so we've pretty much got Europe here. We're at 7,144 development. I'm gonna whip out the spreadsheet. Europe total. And I will include that one just for the sake of it's not doing it right. Hold on. There we go. So 7,147. I included this one since we couldn't reach it. It's Europe, right? Yes. What color should Europe be? White? Is that too real? Let's do red. That looks nice. Okay. Is it not gonna let me? Ugh, it's not gonna let me. We can just save it, I think, even though it's illegal, right? So if I delete this, and then please tell me that didn't actually delete. Custom nation, load Europe. Oh, load Europe, load. Yeah, it broke. Okay, that's fine. I really should have. You know what? I'm gonna pull out that mod real quick, just for the sake of not having to deal with this. Where do I get that mod? Blue like the EU. Yeah, that would be good. We lost it all, so. Custom nation. I remember there was a mod, right? That does this. Uber custom nations. Is it unlimited? What does this do? It doesn't explicitly say that they support the unlimited development, but they do have a screenshot of the Roman Empire with 5,000 development, so that must be true. Let's close the game. Custom nations. Oh, they did this playset thing. Ugh, okay. Custom nations. Let's see. We're not gonna recount Europe because that's gonna be too tedious. So we'll do, I guess we'll do Africa next. So part of what I'm thinking as well is not just to count the development, but then we can like play as the custom nation and look at, you know, with a typical government from the continent, which, like, yeah, it's not gonna be accurate, but like in Europe, we'll do a regular monarchy. For example, what does that look like in terms of income? Based on autonomy, I think I'm a little worried because I think when you use a custom nation, the autonomy gets set to 0 everywhere. All right, we're gonna put Africa in Carthage because that's what the continent is named after. It's a nice color. At least Africa is easy to define as well. Is this in Africa? Oh, I forgot about these guys. No, these are Europe. Okay, so I missed those. How much development is this? 5, 7, 9. And this? And 3. 5, 7, 9, 3. Alright, so we're at 71, 71 for Europe. I think that's everything, right? These are definitely not Europe. Okay, good. Alright, so let's start clicking. See, even the little things like putting the Canaries in Europe, that's, you know, that's a choice. So we're gonna do we do the uncolonized land? I feel like we do, right? Like, people live here. It's not like no one's here. There's just no central government, I guess, according to EU4's definition. Like, the wasteland even probably has some people, but we can just accept that the game says no one lives there. But uncolonized land is definitely wasteland. Oh. Definitely real land. Okay. Click, 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 click. By the way, how the point... Oh, yeah. The point cap was removed, so that's good. Why'd they pick 40,000? It's random. What about Malta? Is Europe? Yeah, I don't think that's controversial. Which sounds sarcastic, but I actually meant it. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. Where does Africa end? Right here. At Gaza. Oh, but Sinai is Africa. Interesting. Oh, it'd be cool to do a custom nation with all the uncolonized land and see what that looks like in terms of development, but I suspect it's like less than 1% of the total development of the world. That's my guess. Or in that realm, like 1-2%. This is all wasteland. And it would be also interesting to look at not just total development, but how that's distributed across tax, production, and manpower. Like if there's any trend at the level of the whole continent, like, you know what I mean? Like if Europe has higher taxes or something, or Africa has higher production or whatever. It'd be interesting to see like what the developers thought was valuable at the level of an entire continent, because that's something that they probably didn't plan out at the macro level. It's probably just a combination of micro level choices. So already I'm noticing that I've clicked, like I'm done with Africa, and I was clicking on Europe for, you know, a good 10 minutes. We're almost done here. So there's fewer provinces for sure. Oh, I should have counted the provinces. I didn't count the provinces. I'll look back at the stream later. There you go. That's why it's good that we're streaming. Okay, so you can see the dev count over here. It's interesting. Is this Africa? No culture. No culture? What do you mean no culture? Maybe no one lives here? I find that hard to believe. Humans like to spread. Alright, let's make sure. This is Asia. This is Africa. This is Africa. This is Africa. This is Asia. I think this is the same province as that one. Just gonna make sure that nothing weird's happening over here. This is all Asia, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, and these islands too. And this is Africa too. And South America. I think we got it all. Oh, what about these? Africa. Cool. What are we at? 438 provinces. So I'm writing down the province number and the development. And then we can go back and look more specifically. So we're at 2496 development across 438 provinces, which is an average province of 5.7 development, which is not, you know, not the most horrible. Let's see, let's compare that to Europe real quick. Let me go back and look at my stream. What were we at? It was about 819 provinces and 7,071 development. So total. So the average development in Europe is 8.75, and the average development in Africa is 5.7. So that's average development per province. Okay. So let's save this. And let's do Asia, I guess. Oops. Add. I don't think the capital thing is a problem anymore, so we just put the capital here for no particular reason. This color's a little ugly. Let's do something more alive. No. We do red. We'll do red. That's fine. So all this is Asia. Yes. Where's the line here? Europe, 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 Europe. Asia. Europe, Europe, Asia. So it's right here. Oh, that confused me. This is Asia. This is Asia. This is Asia. This is Asia. Cool. That's the border there. And then where's the border over here? Asia. All this. I love these places where, like, Asia extends further west than Europe, because it's always defined in those terms. Or, like, the example I always give is, like, Morocco goes further west than, like, all of mainland Europe. You know, so usually Europeans will define themselves in opposition to, like, Africans or Asians as Western. And, like, I use that term too, because, like, that's the standard. But you're not always to the west. Not always. Doesn't really matter though. Okay, what is this? This is Europe. Just looks terrible with this border war here, but I just kind of have to accept it. Kazan, West Siberia. Why is it? Oh, it's because the land's not connected. That's fine. You know, so it's not good enough to, like, look at these numbers and be like, see, Africa's low, right? That's racist. No, it's not. It's not racist. We have to look at, well, not yet. No, but actually it's probably not. We have to look at, like, population numbers from this time period and get a sense of, it's not about, like, oh, look, like, Africa's low and the other continents are higher. It's more like how are they defining development? How does the game define what's developed? Is it population? It's not, by the way. Is it, like, population and taxable income? Like, taxable economic activity where, you know, the population's producing stuff and there's a strong enough state to, like, take some of that? Partly. That's definitely part of EU4 is kind of like internal logic. Oh, my headphones are gonna die. But even that, it's not really just that. I feel like there's more to it. Like, for example, certain trade goods are worth more than others, right? Like, that's just a fact in the game. Grain has a lower price than gems, even though grain is a more important economic product than gems are, because it's trying to simulate that like global trade of like luxury goods, but luxury goods and commodities don't really have any kind of overlap in terms of their value. Like, they kind of are valued completely differently. To a population that needs to eat, doesn't really matter if they have gems. At the same time, if they did have gems, they would probably have grain too, because they could sell those gems. So it's like, just trying to figure out like what the game considers economically valuable, and what that says about how the game represents the world. So who is economically valuable? Which systems are economically valuable? And is this Asia? Yes. This is Asia as well. And what does that mean for everyone? Like, in the West today, I can attest to this. We're starting to sorry, we're starting to realize that like GDP, raw GDP, or even GDP per capita is not really doing it. It's not really good enough of a measurement of economic, like, viability, sustainability, you know, the population's, the amount of wealth that the population actually touches. And it's interesting to see what kinds of narratives we'll find in EU4, because this is a game that's representing a historical period where the GDP reasoning was appearing for the first time. So what is this? It's got to be Asia. There's nothing else in here. Okay. So we're getting close to the border over here. Apparently all this is Asia. This is Oceania. So Asia. Oh, I can't click it. Can I? I can. Asia, Oceania. Cool. Back to coloring. I haven't done this in a long time. So how's the development? We're already at 5,000. And we haven't even reached China. So Asia's got plenty of development. But to be fair, this is a much larger area than than Europe was. But what's actually going to matter is not so much the size of the continent, but more like what kind of population we estimate that the continent had in this time period. So let's see. When I delete a province accidentally, it takes a second to lag. Just did that again. Adding is fine, but then deleting is horrible. Oh, I just did it again. I gotta zoom in. So we're getting into China here, which is pretty high development, but pretty huge provinces. I wonder what the last... It's unfortunate that I didn't wait like 6 more months to do this whole project, because then EU4 would be, or I don't know, maybe a year. Then EU4 would be done. There would be no more updates and then no more development changes, but I'm assuming they'll probably change. I haven't looked at any patch notes or anything, or dev diaries or whatever, but I'm assuming they're going to add, they always add more dev or more provinces or whatever. And when they add more provinces, it really boosts the economic output of a region, because like there's more development, and then there's more trade power, and then there's more like upstream trade power towards that node, and then it just like the whole thing, it really is like doubling the provinces in an area more than doubles the kind of economic benefits of it from a player perspective. So, and Europe has clearly gotten a lot of boosts since this game came out. Okay, how are we doing? So there's a bunch of uncolonized land here, right? And it has development, which means people live there, which means it counts. These trees are really in the way. Like, wow. I think I always played with the trees off because I had a less performant PC. I've never had them on, and now look at this. They're also just like kind of annoying, especially when you zoom out. They kind of get pixelated. All right, let's make sure this is not Europe. This is Asia, right? Yes, we got everything. Oh, Japan. So we've passed Europe. No, we haven't. Oh yeah, we did. We did. Right? Yeah, we did. Right now we're at 300 development over Europe. So I got a comment in the last, in the progress video that said that Germany has more development than all of Asia. It's kind of a joke, but you can clearly see that Asia has a good amount of development. We're not even done. We got all this too. These. And not only does it have like a good amount of development, but I think its development ratio is lower. So this has been taking me forever, because there's so many provinces. Okay, so is this Asia? No, it's not. This isn't. I already checked this. Cool. And this is not. None of this is. But these guys are, obviously. Are we done? I think we're done. 8,200 development. Maybe a couple islands over here I missed. Yep. This one. Got that one already. It's Asia done. So we have 1,133 development. I mean, 1,133 provinces. That's the most provinces in a continent so far. It's probably the most, I mean, it's the biggest continent, so. And we're looking at 8,214 development, which is a ratio of 7.25 development per province on average. Okay. Should I do Europe again? Oh, maybe, you know, since... Here, I can add. Let's do this. I think I put the capital in Leipzig. Let's go back to Leipzig. I think I can load it in now. Load? No. No, the provinces don't load. Alright. We'll put the capital in... Where's Aachen? Ah, there we go. We'll do Aachen. For Charlemagne's sake. I'll just try and do this really quickly. Click, 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 click. I feel like the music's kind of low. I hate doing this. I'm going crazy. Been doing this for over an hour now. Probably won't stream that much longer. Maybe another 15-20 minutes. The other thing I want to do is actually look at the... I guess I'll do another stream for this, but I actually want to look at all the EU5 stuff, because I haven't actually sat down and looked at it yet. Oh, this is Europe. Oh no, it was in Georgia. Okay, I confused the red. This is all Europe. And we'll do the blue for the EU. That's not the right blue. Is there a dark blue? It's kind of... There we go. Come on. Also, the performance over here is better. Is it because I don't have that many provinces yet? Am I imagining that? Like when I click to delete, it doesn't lag. Huh. I wonder why that could be. Once I get a few more provinces, we'll see if it stays so performant, but maybe it's because there's fewer trees on screen. European Iberia. Oh, it's lagging a little more now. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Almost there. I'm gonna do these islands over here before I forget, so I don't get mad later. There we go. This one. That one. Okay, it'd be pretty crazy if Bermuda was part of Europe, but who knows? Who knows? Ugh. Wow, looking at Novgorod's giving me flashbacks to all the games I've played in this region. I used to love playing Russia. Russian Miners or Golden Horde is like my favorite. I guess it's the Great Horde now, but that was my first world conquest. It was Great Horde. Ah! I should do a Horde stream again. It's been so long. I'm doing Ryukyu right now, which is so like... I maxed out admin, not admin, what is it called? Advisor cost reduction, and I've got like level 5 advisors for 4 ducats a month. I'm just like, what is this? I've never played like this, because normally I'm like on the brink of bankruptcy every 5 minutes. That's how I like to play the game. Maybe we'll turn this on. We'll run this game with AI, and just look at like their economic productivity. Dallas Kogan. That way we can see like trade, we can see like everything. Because right now, if we just look at development, we can't really see any of that. We have to actually run the game tick. Is this done? I think we're done. Let's see if my number was correct last time. So we're at 7186. And I had written down 7171. So I missed something last time. Probably those islands, like the Azores and stuff. So Europe is closer to 9 development per province, which is pretty crazy. I mean, that's almost double Africa. Because, you know, if it's 9 and then Africa's like, well, not really, but it's at least 30% more. Because Africa's at 5.7, Europe's at 8.7, so I can round that up. All right, this is done. Let's save it. Done. And we will add, I guess I'll do North and South America separately. Is that how they are in the game? Yes. The other problem is if I turn on the game with AI, they're gonna have their capitals in suboptimal locations. So maybe I should like pick where their capitals go and then let them run for like a year. See what their economics look like. I have a feeling that despite having lower development, Europe would have a higher income. Paradox obliterates their economic potential with the primitive dev cost malice until they reform. That's right. That's right. What is that? What number is that? Dev cost. EU4. Do you know what the number is? Let me try to find it. On the wiki, it only shows. Oh, it's 50%. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yes. So yeah, they're gonna have like, you know, X development, but their growth potential is like literally half. Maybe we could simulate that by letting them run for like 10 years. Or 100 years, even. And looking at like how the development changes over time. just to exacerbate the effect that I'm expecting to see. But even without it, I mean, 1300 development, or like most of it's. Let's see. Let's just see. I'm not gonna make any assumptions. Music's so quiet. It's just this song. It's like. Looks like I'm gonna be able to do all the continents before we leave. I said I was gonna leave, but let's just finish. Wasteland. Whoa. Chumash, this is LA. There we go. Okay. Also, maybe I should even consider the map projection they chose. This is kind of crazy, but like, this is a Mercator projection, sort of, I think. It's a little modified. EU4's got its own little universe, but like they chose a Mercator projection and then they made European provinces really small. So like Europe is even smaller than it seems on the map. And on top of that, it has more provinces. So I don't know. Not that that in itself doesn't mean that it wouldn't have been balanced properly, but it's just like one more thing that narratively like kind of benefits certain narratives. Is this all North America? Oh, wow. This is South America. Okay. I think we got everything. Bermuda. Missing these. I think this is considered America. Yeah. There's no way to grab this. It's fine. So like North America, I mean, especially Canada and Europe, especially Northern Europe, looks way bigger than it should be. Especially Scandinavia. Like, Scandinavia is not, I mean, look, Norway to this part here, like, what is this called? This, whatever, this part of Russia, this distance is not equal to, like, that's like Cairo to Timbuktu or something. That's not the same distance in real life. Just another thing to keep in mind. Actually, let's just call it North America. There we go. Why don't I have this? Oh, I didn't click it. Modified. Okay, so we're sitting at 2445. So far, this is the least developed continent by far. And 533 provinces. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's actually crazy. So the development per province in North America is at 4.6, putting it at the lowest. And like almost half of Europe. Like almost half of Europe's average development per province. Let's do South America real quick. We do yellow. Do we already? We kind of already did yellow actually. Like a green. There we go. That's fine. That's why I never colonize the New World when I'm playing this game. Because it's just not really worth it. Like, you might as well just take colonies from someone else. Which is what you did, Recombinant, in your in your run. It's like exactly how I treat it. I'm like, let me try to vassalize a colonist colonial country and get them to do it for me, because it's just not worth it. Like, I'd rather subsidize a vassal than deal with clicking the button. I can't see anything here. I don't know why I picked green. I think I got everything though. Right, we're going fast. Look, this... I think South America is even less than North America. Which... I feel like they had a lower population. But I can't really remember. And we only have estimates as well, because we don't really know what happened. I think the estimated population of all the Americas is 10 million? Before Columbus. I want to say 10 million. And it's like 10 million plus or minus like 4. It's like a huge error bar on that. But let me fact check that before I make stuff up. So that's Oceania. Oh. These little guys. And then I think that's it. Okay. 1100 development, 250 provinces. And a ratio of that's even lower than North America. 4.4 development per province. Which is like actually half of Europe. So any given province here is half as valuable as any given province here. Noteworthy, right? And then let's just do the last continent real quick. This is all wasteland. I have to have a section on Wasteland too, because wow, like huge swaths of the earth are just like completely deleted. Whereas I know people lived here. Like we know this. So you know, in what way is it a wasteland? Like obviously it's sparsely populated. It's not like you know. But like the Sahara is not, you know, people crossed it, people lived in it. People still live in it. Not that many, but some people. I guess there's also the question of game balance in terms of troop movements. So I'm trying to remember, but I feel like the Wasteland didn't exist before, or maybe it just wasn't colored in when the game first came out. I'll have to. At some point, I want to make a video on playing like the base game with no DLCs and what that experience is like, because I haven't seen that online. Is that it? Is this even an island? Oh, I guess not. I think that's it. Oh. Well, Oceania is definitely going to be the smallest continent with 90 provinces. This essay is about, so on my channel there's I'm doing like a massive essay on EU4, and part 1 is on narratives of power and violence and government and like things like that. Part 2 is on, hold on, let me just type this in so I don't forget. Part 2 is on narratives of progress and technology in the game. And then this is part 3, which is going to be about economic narratives, trade, development, taxation, whatever, that kind of stuff. You know, the advent of capitalism, all that stuff. That's what this is about. I just realized my chat was broken. I don't even know when you asked that question because my chat broke. Man, streaming on YouTube is really just like insane. What period is it? The game goes from 1444 to 1821. Is that what you mean? You just save this Excel sheet so I don't lose it, because I would forget to save. Cool. Alright, so Oceania is done. So right now what I'm doing is I put all the territories of the world into custom countries so we can look at how much development they have and then do like economic simulations on what that means. So let me just save this one actually. Save, done, and I save Asia? Did not. Did I save? Oops. Just save all these so I can come back to this later. Cool. And then let me go and make sure they have like normal governments. What's the typical North American government in EU4? Huh. The chiefdom? I don't know. Is it I think the Federation is like the Iroquois. Maybe it's just a monarchy? I don't think it's this one, though. Let me check. Let's see, we do done, and then we go to this. I'm too scared. I'm too scared. Let me make sure I saved everybody. Okay, Asia, Africa, Europe, North America, South America, Oceania. So we can do this. There we go. Let's see what these guys have. This is a federation. This is a federation. This is a tribal despotism. Tribe. Alright, we're just gonna give North America the tribe government. This is autocracy. These are all autocracies. And tribes. Whatever, we'll give South America autocracy, that's fine. And then these smaller ones are clan councils and native councils. So how does this work? Can I just load? Why doesn't it just do what I want? Can I not just load in a custom nation? I don't understand. Yeah, so you know what? Let me pull this spreadsheet up so you guys can see. How do I do that? Gonna add in window. There you go. Just gonna crop it a little. Now you know, whatever, it's fine. So let's center this. Yeah, these are the ratios. So we can sort by there you go. South America's at the bottom in terms of average development per province. North America comes after that, then Oceania, then Africa, then Asia, then Europe. The other thing is, as Recombinant mentioned, North and South America have a penalty. Let me pull up the penalty. Primitive nation penalty. So, actually, is it both of them? I don't know. I have to check. But there's a... Let me write that down. Notes. Plus 50% dev cost. Which means that... Why didn't it... Oh my god. I think it's not registering this as text. Let me just do that. There we go. Which means that not only do they have less development per province, but they can't develop as quickly. And then Oceania has certain countries in the world, hold on, let me pull them up, have the institution adoption penalty, which is something I mentioned in my progress video. So that's going to cost extra points too. So, you know, that affects these guys. North Africa is less, like obviously North Africa is kind of immune to that problem because they're right next to Europe, where most of the institutions spawn. And Asia can spawn certain institutions, especially in the late game. But in the early game, all these guys are penalized as well. So that's something else to keep in mind. How historically accurate is it to the game, or is it more histrionically? I'm gonna assume you meant historically. Or is it more like a simulation you could program the settings yourself? No, so the normal game is historical. Let me just show you. This is the normal game. You can like select a country from this date, this time period, this date, and you can play it. And you play as the country you picked, and then you can go through history with that. But at the same time, it is kind of like a simulation in the sense that you're not constrained by historical like events. You can kind of do whatever you want. Like I can declare war on Morocco right now and just actually have to wait a month. But this is like the basic. So it's a historical war game with some simulation. So now I'm at war with Morocco. See, I'm in green and they're in red. But it's a very steep learning curve. But yeah, I'm just gonna quit that game. So it's part simulation, part history. And the thing that's interesting is that part of what the argument I'm making in the essay is that sometimes the developers want to act like it's a simulation, and sometimes they want to act like it's historically accurate. And that conflict kind of creates inconsistencies in the in the game's internal narratives and mechanics. That's kind of what I'm trying to argue. Oh, I just realized we had the thing on screen, so you probably couldn't. Wait, can you not see the... Oh, you can't see the... You can't even see the spreadsheet. I was trying to show the spreadsheet. Hold on, let me show the spreadsheet. There you go. So, yeah, this shows the average development per province and the additional development cost penalty. And then these countries have the penalty to the institutions on top of that. So I'm not sure why I can't load in my, like, let's click on Aachen and try to load Europe. Why doesn't it load in the provinces as well? I don't understand that. Ah, that's extremely frustrating. Because that means that I have to do it again. All right, that's fine. I'm gonna not think about that right now. Maybe there's an alternate solution. Okay, I think I'm gonna head out. We made some progress today. Let me bring up the Excel again. At least we have these numbers down. So what's the total development of the world? That's a good question. So we've got a total of 22,000 development in the world and across 3,200 provinces, or maybe like 33. I guarantee I missed at least one or two. So considering that, you can see we have a average development per province of 6.7, which means that Europe and Asia are above average and everybody else is below average. If we look at, let's look at percentage of total development. In the whole world. So that's gonna be this divided by this. That's the percentage. So South America is 5% of the world. Divided by 0. I gotta put the dollar sign here. There we go. So Europe is 33% of the world development, and Asia is 38%. And then everybody else is like nothing. Oceania in particular. Wow, look at that. Africa is 11%, and then let's just quickly, before I leave. Europe population 1,400. Total million European population was 78 million. Oops. Historically. So they were at 78 million. This is a number. Oops, number. There we go. And can I have like the nice formatting, please? There we go. And then what was the population of Africa in 1400? So I'm looking at this does not make any sense. Oh, population in thousands. So 14 14 Africa is 11% and half of it is only Egypt. Yep. Looking at this data. Here, I guess we'll just use this data instead. This one says Europe is at 51 million. But it also says, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some research to figure this out, but all right, I'm looking at another study that says 51 million. How many zeros? 1, 2, 3. And Asia's at 200 million. Oops, that's 2 million. Which sounds crazy, but I don't really have a sense. It's actually 213 million. Africa's at 58 million. One more zero. There we go. Oceania is 500,000. So 500,000. And it says Latin America and North America, which is weird. I don't know how they're defining those. But the total America is 38 million. So just do 38 million and then we'll deal with that later. That's not right. One more zero. There we go. Okay, so like what percentage of the world are these? Just real quick, total world population. There we go, 360 million. Do a quick percentage of the world. Keep in mind the data is wrong for North and South America. We just have to... I'm gonna just do them in aggregate right now. There we go, and then we'll do percentage. So 60% of the world lived in Asia, but we only have 40% of EU4's development. There you go. This is the answer. 14% of the world lived in Europe, but it's apparently 33% of the world's development. Let's see how overrepresented these all are. So this is going to be this number divided by that number. No, the other way around. This number divided by this number. There we go. So Oceania is apparently like 15 times overrepresented in terms of development. If we consider development to be population, this is, and Europe is two and a third. Interesting, huh? Asia is underrepresented by 60%. It's only 2/3 of what it should be. Africa is only about 2/3 what it should be. South America, or the Americas in total, is actually wrong. But just ignore this. I guess the interesting ones are these three, to like clean up the America data. And Oceania is kind of a crazy outlier. I'm wondering if this value is correct. But yeah, there you go. I'm gonna wrap up the stream now. If you want to see this come to life, it's probably going to be another month or so until I actually get the video done. Thank you. It's very interesting. Maybe I'll do a little post on YouTube about this. And I'll probably do another research stream as well. All right, see ya.